guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring you the reviews for Fairy Tail chapters 435 and 436. Now unfortunately this is the last week of the double chapters, so enjoy it while you can, because who knows when we'll get this again. So embrace it guys, embrace it, because it may never happen again. But hopefully we get it in other mangas as well, like maybe like manga authors will see what was done with Fairy Tail and think, I want to try that. But this chapter, fairly simple, it's just a wrapping up of the fight with Avatar. It starts straight off where the last chapter left off, and we basically found out that the Avatar was an army of 2,000, and because Natsu just took out this war god, basically the other members, the ones that are still able to move, are trying to get away. But in hops Gadgil and Lily and Levy and the rest of the council army. They've reached now, and they're basically on an arresting spree, arresting everyone that's left over. I forgot to mention that how it was Gadgil who took out the guy who was using the doll, and Lily sliced up Arlok, so they're both out of the picture now. And like I said just before, everyone's getting arrested one way or the other. We found out that Gadgil found out where everybody was, because I forgot, they was at Gadgil and Lily and Levy, they was at the Avatar hideout that we're introduced to. What they found out about what's going down in this city, because Grey left a note on some ice, so that's how they knew they were there, and was able to make it in time to, well, not that they needed it, but help out. We also found out why Gadgil joined the council. This is because he needed money basically, and Warrod, he came along one day, like they bumped into each other, and Warrod offered him a job as a councilman as a joke, but Gadgil accepted it. So that's why he ended up joining the council. We also did some funny bits in this chapter. Basically, it's just Gadgil, he wants to arrest everyone, and it's just everybody for silly different reasons. Basically, for example, he wanted to arrest Natsu because he looks sinister or something like that. He wanted to arrest Wendy because he was sure that her existence was illegal in some way. The only legitimate arrest that he wanted to make was with Grey, and that's probably because due to his involvement with Avatar. Also, another funny bit was the fact that Natsu and Urza legitimately thought that Gadgil wasn't Gadgil, that it was his twin brother, because they were both convinced that Gadgil would never join the council army. And I can get this in sense, but they should have been able to tell that it was Gadgil from being face to face with him. But whatever, that happened as well. The rest of the chapter is fairly simple. It's just everyone that's there, basically they're just enjoying the company, saying how it reminds them of old times, and they're just celebrating their victory. And there's a little bit more to the chapter. We get to see Sting and, is it Rogue or Rouge? I haven't watched Fairy Tail anime in a long time, so I don't know how they pronounce it. But the Shadow Dragon Slayer, the Light Dragon Slayer, they've made it there now, and they came to help, but they find out that they don't need no help. So we had that as well. And the last bit of the chapter, like it bugs me, but it also made me remember something. We have like the Shadow Dragon Slayer, Cat Rocher or whatever his name is. He goes down to where everybody else is, and Grey sees him, and Grey's all acting like, oh, he loves cats and all that kind of things, like saying how he's cute and all that. And this bugs me because we've never really seen Grey, like, to my knowledge, we've never seen Grey act this kind of way towards like creatures, calling it cute and whatnot. So I was a bit, if you get what I mean. But this also made me remember that Grey is supposed to kill Fauché, and at first I thought this was going to happen because I thought Grey was evil because he joined Avatar, but it was all a facade all along. So I'm still wondering, is Grey going to kill him? Like, and if so, why? So that's something that came out of the chapter for me, but that is it of the chapter, really. We didn't get no much more other than that. So my rating for this chapter will be a 3. It did have its funny points, and if it wasn't for these funny points, I think I'd probably give it, if it wasn't for these funny points, raised the rating quite a bit, but I don't think it's enough to make it hit a 3.5 stars, so I'm just going to leave it at 3. I haven't read the next chapter yet because it's not out on Manga Stream, but when I do, I'll be back to review that, so until then, take care. Okay guys, I'm back. Fairy Tail manga chapter 436. Let's put a smile on my face, I can say that much. But let's get into it. It's basically, most of this chapter is flashback, and we're finally learning some more stuff about Zarif. We learned that from a very young age, he was really smart, and he spent most of his early life looking into life and death, studying life and death, more specifically on how to bring someone back from the dead. And he's in this like magic academy, and he's doing all this work, like papers, in essence essays and assignments on life and death. He also gives lectures on life and death, and just on ways on how to bring back people from the dead, and all his research is good. It's praised by all the teachers, in essence. It's praised by them, saying that this is better than works of adults, but they're also saying that you need to stop looking into this because it's taboo. You're gonna get the god of life and death angry if you keep studying into this. I'm not gonna try to say the name. And why am I not gonna try to say the name? Because I butcher names. That's what I do. I'm a butcher of names. If your name is not simple, I'm just gonna butcher it. But yeah, we go into that, and we find out why he's so interested in doing all these things, and it's because he lost his little brother when he was a few years old. That's what it said in the chapter. When he's a few years old, he lost his little brother, and that's why he's studying into all these things, trying to bring people back to death. As the years go on, he's still doing his research, but he's moved on. He still looks into it, how to bring people back from the dead, but he's also started to look into time travel. The Eclipse Cannon, I think it was called. We find out that he's the one that he invented that. But as normal, his teachers and stuff was like, you shouldn't be looking into all these things. You need to stop it. And it's at this time where his teachers find out about his fascination about time travel now, that they decide to expel him from the school. And this is because of all of his obsessions with life and death and etc, etc. This is when Zarif gets his curse, his magic, his black magic, his powers, in essence. And what said in the chapter is that his powers were given to him. His powers is a curse given to him by the god of life and death. And how his powers work is a contradiction of his views. The more he cherishes life, the more he loves life, living creatures, etc., they die. So in order for him to control his powers, he had to teach himself not to care about life, not to care about living creatures, not to just, basically he had to isolate himself in order to control his powers. So that's what he has done. We also learn that, lost my thought, that his powers have made him immortal, and he's basically hated this because he's had more time to do things, more time to think, more time to just ponder and ponder and ponder. In essence, this has driven him mad, as I assume. We learned that about him as well. And it's during this time that he decided to himself that he just wants to die. And I can understand that. Being immortal for so long, you probably just want to die. I can understand that. And this is what he came to. So because he knew that no one could kill him, he decided to create demons that could. And this is how the Book of Zarif came about. He created all these demons in the hopes that one of them would be strong enough to kill them, but they wasn't. So he decided to create one more demon, and this demon was End, or Natsu, if you want to say, because we find out that it is Natsu. And this Natsu's body, we see Natsu's body in this chamber, and he's created this demon, but he hasn't actually created this demon. We find out that this demon, Natsu, this demon is Natsu is Zarif is Natsu's older brother. I tried to build up in suspense, but it was just working. It wasn't working. Zarif is Natsu's older brother. We find out Zarif's full name is Zarif Dragnil. We also find out that how Natsu that Zarif kept Natsu's body after he died, and now he's using the body to create this demon that he wants to kill him. Yeah, I said that. I tried to make it flashy with suspense, but which wasn't working. And then we have that. So we have that. That's the end of the flashback, and then it goes. So it makes us wonder. Wait, so how come Natsu ended up with Dragnor? I mean, not Dragnor. How come Natsu ended up with Ignore? But we don't find out this chapter. The rest of the chapter, we find Zarif says he's got to meet someone, so he's gone to this meeting now, and we see this person. And I'm thinking, am I supposed to know who this person is? But then we find out it's the Black Dragon, Acknowledger. And I was like, whoa. So Acknowledger has a human form. He can transform. He can still flip back to his human form. So that was a bit of a shock right there. And they're talking now, and they're basically just saying that each of them have the power to take over the world. So why haven't they done so? And Zarif responds to this is that I've just been waiting for the time, waiting for someone that can fight me. We already know this. He's been waiting for Natsu. And at the end, the chapter really ends off to say that the battle with the dragons, the humans, and the morals is about to start. It's about to come. It's about to get going. So, and that's in essence how the chapter ends. Now moving on to rating. I have no qualms with this chapter. It was fairly shocking. We learnt some new stuff which was fairly interesting, like stuff that needed to be explained eventually. We still got some ways to go, like for example how Natsu ended up with Ignil. My only problem with this chapter is the fact that, I mean, maybe it's a translation issue, I don't know, but Zarif says that his brother died when he was a few years young. The body that he had in this, the body that he was experimenting on did not look a few years old. It looked months old, if I'm honest. If I was going to say years, I'd say 1 year at most. But this body was fairly small to be years old, and that's my only problem with it. And that might be a translation issue. And like I said, it had its shock factors, like Acknowledger having a human form. We had that, but I'm only giving it 4-star rating. But yeah, guys, like always, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care, have a nice day. I want to mention one more thing before I call it a video. In not this chapter, the previous one, 435, I think it was, there was this poster, and I'm going to show it, like, just in case you just skipped over it, in 3, 2, 1, now. Like, as you can see from the poster is basically saying that there's a movie, and second movie coming out, and that's not an issue, that's not a problem, that's really great. I can't even remember the first one too tough, so I'm guessing that I didn't like it too much, but that's not my problem. My problem is the picture of Natsu in particular. Like, if you just look at it for a second, and like, as you can see, Natsu, parts of Natsu is turned into a dragon. You can see he has a wing, and now my problem with that is the whole thing with the dragons returning in the manga. Ignil, or if it wasn't Ignil, one of the other dragons clearly mentioned that they was inside of their dragon slayers to prevent them from turning into dragons. So what's going on here with Natsu? That's my only problem with it. Other than that, I need to know more about the movie before I get hyped up about it. But that's it really. That's the last thing I wanted to say before I called it a video. So yeah, take care, have a nice day. Hey guys, how you doing? This is just a quick message to say that the other day I realized that I've got more than 10 subscribers on YouTube now. So yay! Round of applause to me for that. And a round of applause to you guys as well. Like, thank you for supporting my channel. Like, I was gonna shout out each 12, 'cause I think it's 12 subscribers that I've got now. It was the last time I checked. Personally out, but I can't remember all of you lot's names, and I don't think it's fair to do some and not the rest. So, but if you're watching this, big up to you guys. Thank you very much for the support so far. For the people who know about Manga etc. through Twitter, it's kind of hard to determine that, like, if you just followed me back so you have this amount of subscribers, or you're actually supporting. But if you are actually supporting, a round of applause to you guys as well. Thank you very much. Even if it's just that you checked out my channel because I asked you to, or you favorited one of my videos, or retweeted one of my videos, whatever it was, if it was support in any shape or form, I appreciate it very much, and I'm very thankful for that. And that's all I wanted to say, guys. Yeah, I'm happy right now. I hope Manga etc. keeps growing. I hope you keep supporting, and yeah, take care, have a nice day.